As more and more hospitals and healthcare systems struggle to get sustainable and impactful results, many are learning that creating a daily cadence for improvement at all levels of the organization is key to engaging more staff and leaders in problem solving on key organizational goals. Guadalupe Regional Medical Center's journey to engage more staff and leaders in the improvement process represents the same challenge that regional hospitals, large health systems, and other healthcare organizations face today, but their approach is distinctly different. Guadalupe Regional Medical Center has adopted lean daily management.
From a lean daily management standpoint, I want to talk a little bit about why I believe this particular process makes a difference. And if you're in healthcare and you have to manage an organization, I don't care if it's a standalone hospital or it's 10 hospitals, you're going to have a footprint that is incredibly difficult to manage. 50 departments or whether it's 20 departments. What you find from the exercise of huddle boards and lean daily management is you start a process really from the bottom up that organizes the organization itself. Instead of putting out fires, what starts happening is you have the people who are on the front end start attacking a problem as to what causes the fire. And you have fewer and fewer fires on a go forward. What I've learned over the last couple of years in doing this is as these huddle boards and processes grew from within the organization, when you have a victory, winners like to be part of a winning team. So when you have a part of the organization that's winning and changing, evolving how they do things, other people notice and they go, well, how did you do that? Those processes start changing. What you find out is you start blowing up everything you're doing. And you start changing how the structure is, your resource uses change as well, and you find yourself solving long-term problems and attacking problems you thought you'd never get to. This happens, it never ends, by the way. I mean, on a go forward, you are constantly have new challenges with what's going on in healthcare, the things that we have to abide by, regulations, compliance, etc. You have new challenges.
Guadalupe Regional Medical Center has implemented this model to secure and facilitate lean daily management into daily operation. Leader daily discipline is how we create the cadence of daily improvement. LDM boards are the way we track and measure daily improvement across the organization. Leadership rounds are how we develop and assure leaders and staff are engaged in daily improvement. It is also how ideas that units are stuck on will get escalated. And lean projects are the results of those three things, how we implement daily improvement.
Overall, the huddle boards have really helped the team become focused on their goals, and they're constantly thinking how we can improve. The huddle boards have really helped close gaps because the visual management, you can see where the goal is and where we're at, and it really helps the team get more involved with it. Also, you can see when we implemented a treatment plan, did it help close the gap? Did it stay the same or did it actually get worse? That way we can modify our treatment plans appropriately. But one thing I do want to point out is the huddle boards have really helped us close the right gaps. And what I mean by that is the frontline staff works so hard on a goal, and we want to make sure it's aligned with the organization's big goal. So every goal that we have on the front line, it aligns right on up to the CEO's goals.
One of the biggest impacts that we've seen is, as an organization, we carry several goals. Service is a big one for us. Our patients are important. What that has done with our boards is we're able to cascade the organizational goals down to the frontline staff that does the work. They're able to identify what's important and understand what helps the organization be successful. What I found that has helped the staff with the board is that it helps us put our focus areas in the limelight, meaning that the staff can see and directly impact change every day versus waiting several weeks, several months. The board helps us focus and align our efforts. And it also helps impact the goals that we have for the organization and bringing them down to the frontline staff. So for the clinical groups, some of the gaps that we found were pain management, nurse communication, responsive staff. And we utilized the board to identify solutions, treatment plans, and help the staff really focus on what efforts we were going to apply during our day-to-day clinical work. For example, in our pain management, we found that communication to the patient was vital. Identifying a consistent workflow when you were in the room, identifying a pain goal, and helping them understand what the expectation for their pain management was. So we were able to help and identify day-to-day changes that overall gave a better patient experience. The board has had a huge impact on patient experience. Patient experience encompasses several behaviors that our nursing staff and clinical staff does in the room with our patients every day. What the board has allowed them to do is to create a focus for them. In fact, when you think of something like nurse communication, there are several variables that come into that: body language, how we educate our patients, the teach back. The board allows us to focus on one thing at a time so that the staff can hardwire these behaviors and overall impact the quality and patient safety when they're in the room.
If someone brings to your table something that you think can help them do a better job, first of all, you've got to have something that you can put on their table that they look at, the everyday nurse that is on the floor that looks at and says, when you give them a product, say this is going to help you do a better job, right? I mean, their response is going to be, sure, you're going to help me. But when they do sense that the disciplines, huddle boards, and the lean daily management processes and the things you put on the table actually do make their job easier, when they sense and read and feel, and when you win their hearts that this is actually helping them take care of their patients, you've won them over. You almost have to get out of the way because the leaders there on those particular floors will then police it and make sure that it works. And in fact, it does work. So the issue becomes, you cannot mandate this and say, we're going to do this and we're going to be successful. You have to win hearts, minds, and souls of the people who are on the front lines. And if you don't attack it from that mindset, you're going to have a long, hard